Hello everyone, my name is Nur Ilyana binti Ismail Zekri, and today I would like to talk about the rise of plant-based diet and its impact on the environment. Did you know that what you put on your plate can be a powerful tool for environmental change? In recent years, there has been a growing trend towards plant-based diet as people become more aware of the impact of their food choices on the environment. More people are choosing to reduce or eliminate their food consumption of animal products. This kind of diet should include a high proportion of environmentally based, locally grown, and minimally processed food, as well as a low proportion of animal products. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, they have stated that adopting plant-based diet on a worldwide scale is urgently needed. Concerning the environmental implications from the way we eat now, it appears that a movement from existing dietary patterns towards more environmentally friendly practices is required. Reduced use of animal products and increased consumption of plant products are examples of environmentally responsible practices. Since I am interested in this topic, I have done my research and I am going to explain about it. According to Climate Change 2022, a report from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change stated that shifting diet from meat or other animal products to plant-based diet has a high potential for reducing carbon footprints, mitigating climate change, and improving human health. Therefore, plant-based diet have a significant impact on the environment, including water conservation, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and preventing deforestation. Let's now turn our main focus into the first main point, which is water conservation. Animal agriculture is one of the largest consumers of fresh waters. This is because raising livestock requires a large amount of water for drinking, feed production, and processing. This can be proven by a study published in Water Resources Research, where it estimates that 41% of the water used for agriculture goes toward growing livestock feed for the meat industry. In contrast, plant-based diet generally require less water than animal-based diet. For example, it takes 23% less water to produce 1 kilogram of grain compared to 1 kilogram of beef. Furthermore, animal agriculture also contributes to water scarcity through pollution of water bodies such as rivers and lakes due to the runoff of manure and excessive use of fertilizers in feed crop production. The intensive use of fertilizers in animal feed crops can lead to runoff into nearby water sources, causing eutrophication and harming aquatic ecosystem. According to Human Society International, globally, 2.1 billion people lack safe water, and approximately 4 billion people, nearly two-thirds of the world's population, are facing severe water scarcity at least 1 month of the year. According to the United Nations, severe water scarcity might displace 700 million people worldwide by 2030. When large water supplies are exploited to raise farm animals instead of supporting human life, it places a higher value on our taste bud than on supplying a basic requirement to all people on the earth. To summarize this water crisis, I will give you a comparison. When a person consumes beef, they uses around 401,500 gallons of water in a year, while a person who consumes plant-based diet only around 80,300 gallons of water in 1 year, which is 5 times lesser than the person who consumes beef. If more individuals adopt a plant-based lifestyle, we may be able to minimize our overall usage of the planet's scarce water resources. A meat-free diet has the least water footprint, so if that isn't motivate you enough to go for a plant-based lifestyle, I don't know what it is. In addition to water conservation, another significant impact to consider is reducing greenhouse gas emission. Food production is responsible for 30% of human-generated greenhouse gas emission, whereby the meat has been identified as the food source that produces the most greenhouse gas. For example, cattle grazing contributes to climate change by producing a lot of gas such as methane and carbon dioxide. Overall, The process of raising and killing animals for meat is much more carbon intensive than just growing and harvesting plants for food. It is obvious plant-based diet have a lower carbon footprint than animal-based diet. This is because producing plant-based meat emits up to 90% fewer greenhouse gases compared to conventional meat. Just one plant-based meal can save the same amount of carbon emission it takes to drive a car across the country. If that's the one impact meal can make, it is no surprise that following a plant-based diet full-time can result in much smaller carbon footprint. And if more and more individuals adopt a plant-based diet, this impact will create a huge shift in our food system, reducing our whole species' greenhouse gas emissions and helping slow climate change. Lastly, let's dive into the last key point, which is preventing deforestation. Did you know food production is responsible for 80% of deforestation and is the greatest contributor to the biodiversity loss? Due to the growing global population, the forests are under threat from expanding farms. Clearing forests for grazing land, food production, and pasture expansion contributes to habitat loss biodiversity decline. In addition, animal agriculture, specifically cattle ranching, is responsible for a vast majority of deforestation in the Amazon rainforest, which is the largest world tropical forest. Over a 15-year period, the meat industry slashed and burned over 111 million acres of forest, which is equivalent to 84 million of football fields. But no worries, because a small change in our diet could save many trees. By transitioning to more plant-based eating patterns would mean less land being used for meat and dairy production and more land used for growing crops. Plant-based diet generally require less land than animal-based diet. This has been estimated by Good Food Institute, where the plant-based meat uses up to 99% less land than conventional meat. Forest ecosystem would reap the benefits of the world going vegan, where it shows that if we get our protein from plants instead of animals, the deforestation could decline up until 94%. This is because plant-based diet prioritize foods that are grown on existing crops such as soy and corn, which can help prevent deforestation. Ultimately, a sustainable solution will come down to a combination of making food production more efficient and shifting diets toward a more sustainable balance. It is very important that we improve the way we produce food, and improving beef production is a part of that. One option is to go for plant-based meat. For example, the Harvest Gourmet brand that produces plant-based food. This kind of brand, not just that it will help reducing consumption of conventional meat, but it is also taste as good as conventional meat. In conclusion, the rise of plant-based diet can help conserve water, reduce greenhouse gas emission, and prevent deforestation. Increasing adoption of plant-based diet presents a promising opportunity to address environmental challenges and promote a more sustainable and equitable food system. Not to forget, we can also promote and support plant-based diet to raise more awareness in the community. First, we can increase access and affordability of plant-based food. Second, we can encourage food businesses to offer more plant-based options on their menus. And lastly, we can support local and sustainable agriculture that promotes diverse and plant-based crops. As we move forward, the rise of plant-based diet is a promising trend that has the potential to significantly reduce the environmental impact of the food system. And it is important that we continue to promote plant-based diet in order to create a more sustainable and equitable food system that benefit both people and the planet. That is all from me. I hope my message is received, and thank you.